Hi, my name is Tamara, and you are watching Things Even a Monkey Should Know. Thanks for watching again today. My hope is that these videos will help you do some of the fix-it jobs around your house that you may or may not know that you can do. I'm not a professional, I'm just a girl who has found that there are a lot of things that I can do that could cost in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars if I had to call someone else to do the work. So today, just in case Santa's butt did not scrape your chimney clean as he delivered your Christmas gifts, which I thought was part of the point of him coming down the chimney, today I'm going to show you how I sweep out my chimney. I do this about once a year just to be sure it's clean and can draw well so that I can get a really good fire. And let me start by saying, first and foremost, if you are not comfortable getting up on your roof, then this is a task to call someone else to do. Please remember that. If you are comfortable, however, let's get started. So, things that you'll need to clean out your chimney. First of all, don't wear your favorite clothes. I'm certainly not, because as much as I try to stay clean, there's just not a good chance of staying completely clean while doing this. The next thing that you'll need is a cleaned out fireplace. It is definitely worth the 10 minutes it will take you to scoop out all the ash and the junk that's in there. And for the way that I do mine, remember there's multiple ways of doing this, but this is what works best for me, and maybe it'll give you some ideas about what would work best for you. For the way that I'm going to do this, you'll need a big piece of plastic and some duct tape. You will need the chimney sweep brush. These come actually in all shapes and sizes. You need to measure the opening of your chimney or your stovepipe to see which one you need to get. And it's not very likely that you'll be able to buy these locally. You'll probably have to order this online from somebody. And the way to figure out which one to get is just to go up on your roof, if you're, again, comfortable doing that, and measure across your stovepipe or your chimney opening. And some of them are square, mine is round. This is a great brush. And the last thing that you'll need is something to protect your lungs, because you do not want to be breathing the junk that's going to be coming out of here. So this is actually the stovepipe. This is the outer one. This is the one that gets hot. This keeps it insulated from getting too hot. So the one that I want to measure is this one here. And it says 8 1/8, but it's an 8-inch pipe. So that's how you would measure and tell. Before I start with anything else, I just want to remind you that since chimneys do have a lot to do with fire, which can very quickly destroy your home, if there's anything that you're unsure about with your chimney, if it seems damaged or cracked in some way, you should definitely call someone to inspect it and possibly fix it if it needs it. This is one area that I don't play around in, and even though I have a metal stovepipe for mine, I still get it inspected about once every 3 to 5 years, depending on how much I use it. So again, just don't play around with this fire stuff, because it can really kill you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sheet of plastic that I have, and I have it doubled or tripled. It's kind of hard to tell because it's so big and awkward, but that's okay. And I'm going to stuff it back here in the back. And I have this little curtain here on the side. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it around on the outside of that. And all that I'm doing is I'm just taping up the outside, all around the outside edges here, so that stuff can't escape. And I've tried multiple ways of doing this, and I wound up with soot in the house every other way that I've done this. So this is how come I do it the way that I do. So as you can see, I'm just creating kind of a bagged-in fireplace so that no dust or anything can escape. So I'm just going to finish doing this over here. You don't have to use this much plastic. The stuff I have is kind of thin, so I just want to make sure there's no holes in it anywhere. So this is me being completely over the top cautionary about this because I don't want this stuff in my house. Okay, I know. A monkey could have done a lot better job, but it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be functional for a little while, and then I'm going to throw it away anyways. So, the top of your stovepipe should pop off fairly easily. This one is held on by some little clips. And it just comes right off. And I'm going to take it downstairs and give it a good scrub. So when I scrub out my chimney, of course you want to be sure and use this. I have multiple parts that go to the handle on my chimney sweeping brush, and I do wind up using all of those. It's a very flexible handle. It's made from the same stuff as tent poles, fiberglass tent poles, so it's real lightweight. And whenever I scrub, you can hear a difference between a dirty pipe and a clean pipe, and you can feel it too, because your brush it'll be really hard to manipulate in there at first, and as you gradually get start knocking the junk off, then it gets a lot easier to scrub with. So I scrub pretty hard all the way down until it feels clean and until the sound changes to something other than a sound. So once I start this, I'm not going to stop and talk to you because there's going to be a lot of bad stuff in the air and I don't want to breathe it. So here we go. So for this nasty stove cap, or chimney cap, I'm actually going to scrub out the pipe here with the round brush, and then I just have a regular little wire brush like you'd scrub a barbecue grill out with that I'm going to stick my hand in and scrub out the rest of that stuff. And I should have used gloves. You might want to. It's probably not a bad idea. This stuff washes off, it just looks gross. So now that everything is all scrubbed up, all pretty, I'm going to just pop the stove cap back on. Put it in there. I'm going to make sure the clips are all in place and on the outside, and you just kind of, on this one anyways, and on most of them, just kind of give it a good shove. And now it's stable on there. So let's go see what kind of treasures we have on the inside. So I am going ahead and getting me a big plastic garbage bag to put this into whenever I pull this out, and I saw that I made a mistake, and so I did get some soot in the fireplace. However, thankfully it did not come all out. So let me just bring you over and show you all that nasty stuff that's sitting in there on my plastic. Now I'll have to clean the back walls a little bit, but overall not too bad. So you know how when you're trying to show somebody something and it doesn't go exactly as planned? Well, that's pretty much what happened here with my little leakage of the soot that came out. But it's not too bad, and it cleaned up easy enough, just as easy as ash. And now I have this nice big nasty bag of stuff to throw away that's no longer in my chimney, and is no longer posing any kind of a potential threat as far as clogging or catching on fire. I always notice that my fire actually burns a lot better right after I do this, because of course it's able to suck in more oxygen. So it's worth it for a variety of reasons. So I hope this helped you to feel better maybe about cleaning out your fireplace yourself, and to know that you can do it. Just take the proper precautions, maybe put something on your hands too, even though, like I said, that stuff washes off. It's just really ugly. But I hope that maybe this will help you get a hotter, better fire, and you'll feel better about having a fire in your fireplace. I know I always do. It just eases my mind to know that there's not all that gunk stuck up in the stovepipe just waiting to make trouble. And always remember that if there's any question about safety with your fireplace or your chimney, that you should always call a professional to double check it. So again, I hope that I've helped you today, and until next time, have a good fire and stay warm.